Hello, everyone out there. You are looking live in the Sinan Erdem Dome here in Istanbul. 8 finals action. Team USA taking on Angola. The winner advances to the quarterfinals where they'll face the team that wins between New Zealand and Russia. And it's the United States that has won the opening tip. Angola coming out of Group A, the 4th place team. And immediately, Chauncey Billups looks like the time off hasn't done him any harm after the United States going 5-0 in Group B. They are big favorites against the African champions. Already the pressure as well from Billups up top. How are Angola going to handle it? Here's Moraes. Puts up a 3, a tough 3 as well. Derrick Rose. And instead of fouling at midcourt, they allow Durant to go down and get the fast break bucket. Inauspicious start for the Angolans. Eduardo Mingus chases that ball down. Now it's Carlos Almeida. Over to Gomez, who drives in and strong to the hoop but misses. And Durant now up to Billups for 3. And Gomez with the board.
Well, Angola having real problems getting the ball inside at the moment. A lot of pressure at the point from them. There's the first foul of the game called against Derrick Rose.
Oh, Lutonda trying to dive in there. In fact, it's on Andre Iguodala, the foul for the reach. He's been with this. What you have to understand about this USA team is even though they're newcomers, when Jerry Colangelo, the USA Basketball chairman now, came into the picture back before the 2006 FIBA World Championship, if you look at his numbers for this tournament, he developed a USA squad and a national team squad. So not just the team that was going to the FIBA World Championship, but a squad, a pool of players that he could pull from. And players like Iguodala have been waiting for their chance. They've been in that larger squad to come. And with so many players pulling out, he's gotten his chance to have some of the other ones. So he makes both free throws, Lutonda. It's a 5-2 game. Billups over to Rose. And Rose short. Gomes pulls down the rebound. Lutonda, 38 years old. Or young in his case. Bounce pass, and it goes to great find from Carlos Moraes. And then a little hesitation from Gomez. And Billups drives in and draws the foul on Lutonda. In fact, Carlos Almeida with that foul.
The 13-year veteran of the NBA on the foul line, Chauncey Billups.
Billups makes the first one. He's another of those players that's been in the USA national team squad for some time. Played his college basketball at Colorado, so by going back to Denver when he was traded from Detroit, it was kind of a homecoming for him, and he's one of the best players in the NBA, without question. Moraes now goes up against Iguodala.
Interesting that Angola have gone to a 1-guard offense now. The 2-guard offense was in a bit of trouble, so they're relying upon a single guard now to advance the ball up.
And into the lane they go, and gets swatted from Lamar Odom, and up ahead to Durant, who drives in, draws the foul, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, there's that block shot, and that's a shot with very little confidence in it, and that led to the US fast break.
Well, Kevin Durant, just 21 years of age, and he has been leading this American team in scoring, averaging almost 18 points per contest.
And he's only missed 1 foul shot in 6 games so far.
Oh, nice find, backdoor. However, the Americans so big, so strong, so athletic, just turn around and get the swat. Derrick Rose back outside to Durant. And shows he's human by missing that jumper. Odom with the rebound. And Rose misses one that he would normally make. I think Derrick Rose must have been quite excited watching Omer Asik play last night for Turkey because he's going to be a teammate with the Chicago Bulls. Carlos Almeida well long on that one, and the rebound from Iguodala. And he goes coast to coast.
Well, Angola very, very short of confidence on every shot they're taking so far. They're anticipating being blocked. And every time they do that, it's an American fast break.
Oh. Gomez showing he's got some range. And that shot was a three-pointer from Gomez, so that cuts that deficit back to 5 points. Remember, Angola played so well at the last FIBA World Championship. They lost to Germany. I think it was in triple overtime.
108, 103, I think. And starting at 40 points for a certain Mr. Nowitzki. Outside the cylinder, quite legal.
Yep, Odom thought he had the basket, but knocked away. Rice. Yeah, he hit like a fadeaway three-pointer, I think, at the end of the second overtime. Nowitzki in that game to keep it alive for Germany. And good defense from the United States, and the foul on Carlos Moraes.
Yeah, Moraes had to change his shot there in midair. Again, no confidence. Picks up his first foul, just reaching in. There it is, just outside the cylinder. Batted away.
The big Eduardo Mingus has his hands full against this very big physical front line. Actually, it's not as big as it could be. A lot of people talking about a possible weakness of the American team as we look at a replay of the foul would be the size in the front court. Should they end up playing Turkey, they're going to find out what a big front court is. They've got some big boys.
And they're going to find out what a zone looks like as well. Well, we anticipate that.
That's, of course, if the United States is going to win this game and Turkey were to beat Slovenia. And I don't know if Turkey will beat Slovenia. That's going to be a classic. Durant drives into the lane with the left hand.
Well, the US only beat Brazil by 2 points. And in that game, Kevin Durant, 27 points.
Oh, nice. Lutunda puts the ball on the floor, passes up the layup, and kicks it back outside to Almeida, or Eduardo Mingus, and Mingus misses. Iguodala over to Derrick Rose. USA passing it a lot, and Derrick Rose and Iguodala looked like the ball was going in, so he knocked it out, and Kevin Durant just laughs about it. Instead of Durant getting the points, it's Iguodala.
And Iguodala apologized to Durant for taking his points away. Angola have almost been reduced to one shot and no one's bothering to rebound.
Oh, Moraes.
Just on cue, he's pushed. No, he's not. He's out of bounds.
Yep.
Jeff, I was very critical of Coach Magali's in the game that they lost by 50 points to Serbia. He didn't call a timeout in the first half and the game was over by half-time. And I couldn't understand why he'd even bothered to come to Turkey. But there's an early timeout. Okay, he's trailing by 9, but, well, he wants to get something out of this game. Well, there's a three-pointer, so now it's 19-7 out of the timeout.
Yep, the three-pointer for the United States. Chauncey Billups, now he has 8 points already. Could be a game where Kevin Durant doesn't lead the USA in scoring. And nice little soft shot, but Mingus unable to make it. And I believe it's Iguodala comes down with the rebound. That's 4 rebounds for him. And Durant pulls up for 3, and the lead now has ballooned to 15 points.
Angola getting nothing inside. I just wonder whether the strategy they've got to employ here is to go for outside shots. They've got some very good three-point shooters out there, so they've got to take every one of the 24 seconds off the clock and look for the outside game. They're getting nothing inside at the moment.
Gomes on the baseline, drains it. Joaquin Gomes back to 13, and Rose quickly to the other end, hands it off to Odom. It's almost like fast break practice for the United States is Russell Westbrook. And now Rudy Gay and the block. USA getting ready to make some substitutions, but Iguodala hands it off, and Durant with the dunk. And it's a lesson is being delivered now to the Angolans from the Americans. It's already 26-9, just inside 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
And the lesson is if you take an early shot and don't rebound it, then you're going to get run off the floor.
Reach and the foul called on Chauncey Billups. So Kevin Love also coming in with Rudy Gay and Russell Westbrook. Billups is going to stay in the game, so it's Odom, Rose, and Kevin Durant coming out to take a breather. Here's another look at that fast break. .12 points for Kevin Durant, leads all scores. Russell Westbrook forces the steal, and up ahead on the fast break. And the handoff from Iguodala back to Kevin Love.
Well, the US sending a warning to every other team in the tournament that's left in the tournament. They're going to run at them. This is classic fast break play from the US. That's how to beat a zone. Get there before it sets up.
Stephen Curry and Eric Gordon coming in now for Chauncey Billups and Iguodala. And Carlos Almeida now has 2 fouls.
Well, the guy on the line, Kevin Love, reputed to have what they say is the best outlet pass in basketball.
Well, he was phenomenal against Slovenia. And I think he will be a player that makes that Olympic team in London. He just does a lot of the dirty work underneath. Incredibly long arms. Maybe the best rebounder in this USA team. Plays at Minnesota, played at UCLA along with Westbrook, who's on the floor right now. And Bonifacio comes in, number 7, and misses. Rudy Gay with the rebound. So Domingos Bonifacio also in, along with Felizardo Ambrosio. Travel called on Steph Curry. Steph Curry's brother, Seth, is going to play for Mike Krzyzewski next year at Duke. Transferring. So Mariah's still in the game, Almeida's still in the game, and Gomez still in the game.
And no Cipriano as yet. He must still be sick. Number 4 for Angola.
So that's a real blow for Angola without their most explosive player. Gordon comes out. Almeida puts up a desperation 3, and Marias at least comes in for the follow-up. Not even sure I see Cipriano on the bench. And long one from Rudy Gay. Now it's a 20-point advantage for the Americans. Stephen Curry guarding Bonifacio. Stephen Curry really shot to fame at Davidson. Russell Westbrook chases that ball down, leading them into the Elite 8, Davidson College of the NCAA tournament. His father played in the NBA for a long time. And Gomez.
That's the second offensive rebound for Angola.
I think it was such a bad shot that it caught Kevin Love by surprise. Watch, it just completely goes over the rim. And yeah, he definitely fouled Ambrosio. So first foul, Kevin Love, son of a Beach Boy, in fact. Wonder how many Californians are actually in this American team. I know Durant played his college basketball at Texas. It's an all-NBA team right now, though. And it's one that Angola are pretty much in awe of here in the final minute of the first quarter. USA leading by 20 points. Rice hands it off to Gomes.
Nice pass, Moraes. A rare excursion inside the paint that is successful for Angola.
Russell Westbrook. So the United States going to hold it for one shot. Although you would almost expect them just to keep playing, but think they want to run a play. They're practicing a play here. It's almost like practice. Steph Curry. 7 on the shot clock. Or the game clock, rather. Gay. And I don't think they got it off, did they? And, oh, the hard foul on Russell Westbrook. And Krzyzewski's more concerned with the execution on offense. So Almeida picks up his second foul.
Here's the foul, and that's pretty tough. Get out of here.
Well, in fact, the only reason why Westbrook fell down was because he tripped over Almeida, but he definitely fouled him. And 18 points is the lead. Now make it 19.
And one of the veterans of Angola, Carlos Almeida, on 3 fouls with 1 second to go in the first period.
Also, he does have 3 fouls. And Westbrook takes it back to 20 points. And Gomez with the prayer. It's short. And I think pretty much as expected, the Americans have taken command, although I think some people would have thought the Angolans would have made it a little bit close early on. But there have been some thrills here in this 8 finals game between the United States and Angola. Steph Curry playing point guard here for this USA team. Rudy Gay takes it all the way in. So the USA defense getting a lot of points off turnovers.
Great defense there from Stephen Curry. His bibliography describes him as too small, too skinny, and too young, but he's pretty quick there.
Yeah, Stephen Curry, one of the good ones. Gomez now comes up top to help out. Bonifacio. And Angola comes up to receive it.
And there's the shot clock.
Goes out, so losing their concentration. You do really get the feeling coming into this game that the Angolans gave themselves not much of a chance, no chance. They do seem to be lacking a distinct lack of fire. And another three-pointer just increases the lead to 38-13. Kevin Love showing he can shoot it as well as rebound it.
And you almost feel as if Domingos Bonifacio there, well, had the effrontery to ask for a foul there. He thought he was fouled. Get the ball over the halfway line, Carlos. There you go.
And Fortes has the three and hits it. Forte with the three. Hasn't played. Well, I'm not sure. You tell me how valuable he's been. He's been playing about 16 minutes per game in this tournament.
Coming off the bench, he's pretty strong. Yeah, good outside shot and good defender as well, but not necessarily at this level in this class of player.
Kevin Love draws the foul and goes to the free throw line. Stephen Curry's father, as we look at Fortes, was Del Curry, and Stephen was born when he was playing in Cleveland, but then he moved to Charlotte to play for the Hornets as Durant looks on, and that's pretty much where Steph calls home now, and decided to go play college basketball at Davidson for Bob McKillop, where he shot to fame. And the big write-off for Stephen Curry, as you've already noted, is his size. But he's just made a mockery of that. If you can play the game, you can play the game. Bonifacio brings it across midcourt.
And look at the defense of Curry.
And Curry comes up
and another
with steal. And over to Kevin Love, and has it blocked.
And that woke the crowd up.
And he's applauding Fortes for the block here. Curry comes up with a steal again.
And all ball, all clean. Geronimo back in, or rather in for the first time, replacing Bonifacio.
Yep, Vladimir Geronimo, Vlad the Lad, with the red headband, instantly recognizable for Angola. Rudy Gay, baseline, turnaround. And the Maryland native drains it, gets a little bit of help from the rim. He's an extraordinary player, Rudy Gay. I mean, his size, he blocks shots, but he can step outside and shoot. All-around talent. It's easy to understand why they've got him in this USA squad. 12-6 on the shot clock. Gomez up against Love and hits it. Gomez, I think, is the one Angolan player who does have a sense, let's come out here and give our best shot today. And he's actually played quite well.
He's got better as the tournament has progressed, actually. He was invisible against Serbia in that first game. Is that Geronimo from behind? Yep.
Pretty good defensive effort there by Angola. Tough call. Coming up against Westbrook. Kevin Love is going to come out of the game, as is Steph Curry. And Tyson Chandler comes in, as well as Danny Granger, with the USA on top 42-18. And Rudy Gay with the dunk.
Well, every Angolan player was looking the other way then when that pass was inbounded. That one knew where the ball was. Good ball movement, Angola.
Yep. Here comes Geronimo up top now. Hands it off to Marias. 7 on the shot clock. Eric Gordon, the Clipper, guarding Marias. 3 on the shot clock. 2, and Marias goes all the way in, and the follow-up from Ambrosio. 44-20 for the Americans, and we are seeing some exciting plays from this Angolan team. Rudy Gay bricks that one. Gomez hands it back off to his guard. Marias crosses midcourt, gets it back, and is fouled by Rudy Gay. And Krzyzewski gets off the bench as Ray looks over after having picked up his first foul. And another look at it.
You know, Jeff, it may be a conscious decision by Angola. We're not going to run at them. Had an opportunity there to play the fast break, and Joaquin Gomez decided to play in the half court instead. Maybe a deliberate policy. Well, the man received the ball on his backside.
Geronimo drives in and is tripped, I think, by Granger. No, he just kind of lost his footing, but is fouled by Gordon. Fortes, he's hit that 1-3. Hasn't taken another one yet. Geronimo. Rudy Gay knocks it away. Roberto Fortes. That's what I'd like to see. If something works, go back to it. Here's Geronimo. Here's Fortes. He hits it. That's why. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go back to it.
Or even hit the hot hand.
I'm sure there's a lot of cliches we can use as Russell Westbrook's dunk goes off the back of the rim. And that'll be embarrassing for him looking at the video replay. Danny Granger rims out. And Westbrook, 5:51 to go in the second quarter. And Westbrook has made a statement, as well as in Group B, that he basically, with his play, wants to come out and dunk a lot. And Gordon goes down the hole unchallenged. Nobody stepped in front of him. Nobody came over to help out. And it was an almost effortless dunk, two-handed lay-in combo.
Well, you talk about statements, Jeff. Roberto Fortes, number 5 for Angola, made a statement as well. He's hit 2 threes, and he's running around with unbelievable energy.
Perez chases down that ball, but goes back over to the USA. There's always room for a jump shooter in a team, and that seems to be Roberto Fortes as Westbrook comes out. And here's another look at Westbrook, showing how you sometimes look good until it doesn't go in the hole. And now he's laughing about it. Kevin Love giving him a hard time. Danny Granger now. Back out to Chauncey Billups. And Billups hits another three-pointer. He's come out firing today from three-point range. He's now got 11 points, 3 of 4. And Angola with Joaquim Gomez with the dunk. Nice pass from Geronimo.
Well, Angola's still sitting back in this 2-3 zone.
And Durant comes into the lane and scores with ease.
And the trouble with 2-3 zone is there is a big hole in the middle there. And the US finding it regularly.
Gomes backs up his man down low. Marias too hard, and Durant really the only man under for the rebound. Durant cross court over to Danny Granger, and Geronimo commits the foul. United States out-rebounding as you look at this foul. Out-rebounding the Angolans, 20-8. Here's the alley-oop. The pass from Geronimo to Gomez. And Danny Granger makes the second one, so it takes it up to a 27-point lead. 4:17 to go in the first half, and some full court pressure by the Americans, looking to quicken the pace of the game. It should make it entertaining for the fans anyway. Get some fast breaks if the Angolans can break it. If not, some steals and layups or dunks for the USA. 10 on the shot clock. Moraes. And over to Gomez, who almost loses it. Fortes, that man. And he can hit it even when somebody's in his face. Roberto Fortes.
Well, I was about to say we're watching an exhibition of great individual and team defense from the United States, but Angola found the open man, as indeed Chauncey Billups drains another three for the US.
Billups has been on fire from long range today. He has now hit 4 3-pointers. He's 4-5. He's got 14 points. And Durant with the rebound. Both Durant and Billups have 14 points. And Durant says, I'm going to try to get that lead back. Tyson Chandler with the rebound and is fouled.
Tallest man in the American team, Tyson Chandler, 7'1".
Tyson Chandler talked about how utterly thrilled he was to be getting that call to play for the United States, saying there's nothing like it when you find out you're going to represent your country in international competition. I think he was probably the last addition to this squad. Certainly one of the late additions. And full court pressure. Angola obviously have practiced against it. They expected it. Fortes comes up. Somebody's got to be open. And the Americans get back in defensive position. Fortes goes up and shows that he's not just a three-point shooter. Well, he really has been the most impressive player for Angola, he and Gomez. But Fortes especially since he's come off the bench. Good body language from him. Billups showing he's human from three-point range.
And a rare absence of any rebounding from the Americans. And what a break there.
Nice play from Angola. And that was number 11, Hermenegildo Mbunga. Say that 20 times in a row. Danny Granger over to Derrick Rose. Granger wants it back. Rose goes to Billups.
Angola have switched the alignment of their zone. It's a 3-2 now.
Danny Granger.
And it works.
Marias with the rebound, or brings it up the floor. Fortes. And now the United States recognize he's the shooter. Durant comes out and guards him, and now Marias is being guarded closely by Danny Granger. And Mbunga comes up and sets the pick. Fortes feels it. Marias, as the shot clock's about to expire, and they don't get it off. Good defense from Team USA that time. And Danny Granger releases. Kevin Durant follows, but ball bounced over his head. And Tyson Chandler fouls Mbunga. So Mbunga making Tyson Chandler work. Mbunga's giving him a spark coming off the bench. Tyson Chandler's first foul.
Well, late in the first half, Angola actually are now, in the last couple of minutes anyway, in charge of their own backboard. They've taken 3 consecutive defensive rebounds.
A nice entry pass to Mbunga, and he gets a chance for a 3-point play.
And he landed very awkwardly as he landed on his shoulder.
I think he may have hurt his wrist.
The wrist he's holding is his non-shooting hand.
So this,
I think he landed on the floor on it. So if he needs a sub, it's going to be the sub coming off the bench. No, he's okay.
That's the second foul on Tyson Chandler. So shooting that free throw will be Felizardo Ambrosio.
Now, is that a 2? Did someone get a fingertip on it? Yeah, that's what Luis Margalis is asking. It's got to be 2 points. Well, the referee says 1, but to my mind, there was a fingertip on that.
Up 57-35. They initially said he'd missed the free throw, but now they've changed it in the official scorekeeper. And Derrick Rose from the corner, 60-35 in the final minute of the first half. And I just want Geronimo to take a 3-pointer so I can say what you know what I want to say. Kevin Durant. Just get the ball to Geronimo now. Marias penetrates. Hands it off to Mbunga, who draws contact, and the foul by Tyson Chandler. Three fouls now on Tyson Chandler. I don't think the USA will be too worried about it, but I think he's frustrated because Chandler trying to make a good impression here ahead of the really big games that are going to be coming up for this American team.
But Mbunga there, very, very flat shot. Give it some air.
40.8 seconds remaining in the first half. Nice. Well, that one looks better. Still missed it though. Derrick Rose, cross court, Chauncey Billups, and draws the foul, the reach.
And it's a 3-shot foul as well.
So Fortes picking up the foul. Two fouls on Roberto Fortes. And Kevin Love now going to come into the game, quite possibly for Tyson Chandler, who has those 3 fouls.
And Mbunga's got the bit between his teeth now, calling his players together for a little huddle. And it's he doing all the talking.
Chauncey Billups. First free throw is good from Chauncey Billups, who's had a whale of a first half. Chauncey Billups now leads all scorers with 15 points. 14 for Durant, and Gomez for Angola has 13. And now he's got 16 points. 34 seconds remaining. Token pressure from the Americans. Marias brings it across. Now it's Fortes, back to Marias. 10 on the shot clock. Marias drives in, cross, and it wasn't Geronimo, but instead it was Ambrosio, and he hits the 3-pointer.
And 13.5 seconds remaining.
Derrick Rose brings it across midcourt now. Billups over to Kevin Durant. Left open, and for Angola, you can't leave the best shooter on the floor open in that situation. Here comes Geronimo. We're not going to say it. Fortes, short. I don't think he got it off in time, so at halftime, the United States, as Kevin Durant hits the three-pointer and takes it back to 65-38. The Angolans have come out, I think, to have a good time, a good game, but I haven't really sensed maybe the competitiveness that I would have hoped to see today.
Well, I think their big game in the tournament was to get here. They beat Germany in overtime, and you could tell, that was a win or bust situation. The losers didn't make the second phase, the winners did, and they may be satisfied to getting here. They're going to be ranked 9th in this tournament. There's no playoff for the later positions. Losers here go home, so they'll be ranked 9th, and that's a pretty good performance from the African champions.
Well, Derrick Rose starting the second half with that jump shot for the United States, taking the lead up to 30 points. Geronimo passes up to 3, gives it down to Gomez, who has been one of the good players for this Angola team, but the turnover, and Marias almost gets it back.
Well, some ambition there from the Angolans. They're not just sitting back. Let's see what kind of defense they're playing. I think, yeah, they've gone man-to-man.
Odom hands it off to Derrick Rose. Rose for 3, count it, and the Chicago native buries the three-pointer and starts the second half with 5 straight points for the United States. Billups coming out. The Americans trying to play some defense here, kind of take control. Fortes forces Billups to get a block. Billups doesn't agree with it. Probably the most physical, I would say, of all of those American players, Chauncey Billups. I mean, he is a strong man.
Yeah, wanted the charge initially, but then moved sideways. That's what the referee saw.
I mean, I really do have to say, having watched Chauncey Billups play at this FIBA World Championship, I cannot believe Detroit traded him in the NBA to Denver, where he's been such a big hit. Fortes over to Marias. And the pressure, and Gomez picks up the loose ball and dunks it. And there's Cipriano, so he is here, but feeling unwell and unable to play. Probably the most exciting and athletic of Angolan players. And Geronimo with the rebound. Hands it over to Marias. He kicks it outside. Ambrosio now with Marias. 71-40. And Marias pulls up for 3. And Lamar Odom, the Los Angeles Laker, with the rebound. Hands it off. Odom. Back it goes to Derrick Rose. Over to Chauncey Billups, left wide open, and he's going to hit another three-pointer. And now he's the leading scorer with 16 points, or with 19 points. 5 of 7 from three-point range for Chauncey Billups.
Wow, we saw so many three-pointers on day 2 here, Slovenia and Turkey bombing. And now the Americans doing exactly the same. And there's a foul, almost a break.
And Kevin Durant picks up the foul. But good hustle from Kevin Durant. Fantastic player.
Carlos Almeida comes back in, and there's some dispute as to exactly how many fouls he's on. The main scoreboard says 3. That's the number 13 for Angola.
Yeah, I remember when he picked up the third, it was a little confusing. The ball goes out of bounds and goes to Billups as the Americans try to now add to their lead.
Fort is there, just getting lost on a pick, but quickly recovers and finds Chauncey Billups.
Look how good Durant is. A man of his size, able to handle the ball like that and penetrate. Iguodala saying he got fouled, but Durant picks it up. And the Americans, how many second, third, fourth chances are they going to get? And Odom throws the ball out of bounds, thinking that Rose was going to be in the corner waiting.
Miguel Lotunda replacing Carlos Moraes. I'd actually got Lotunda down as 39, Jeff, but well, we'll debate his birth date some other time. But definitely the veteran of the Angolan team.
Lotunda drives in, kicks it out, and a wide open up. Ambrosio, how many times are they going to get the offensive rebounds and putbacks? And Iguodala hits it to a cutting Odom and gets blocked from Gomez, but Odom gets the ball back and puts it up and in.
And Odom was not impressed with that, threw the ball back at Gomez. There's the dunk, and now watch. Here you are, catch that.
Odom played in that 2004 USA team that had to settle for bronze at the Olympics, and they lost a few games, and there was a lot of negativity around USA basketball at that time. And I think he really wanted to come back and kind of have a good taste in his mouth representing the national team.
Shot was blocked, no reset.
4 on the shot clock.
And Lotunda is fouled. Chauncey Billups, is that 3? Yeah, 3 fouls Billups.
There was a tall hands of that USA front line swatting the ball away. And again, Cipriano having to watch this one from the bench. Frustrating for him because you get to this stage of a international tournament. You know, you never know. Sometimes Angola, maybe they won't make it this far next time. You don't take anything for granted, so you want to play when you have the chance. First free throw is good from Lotunda, as is the second.
Well, it'll be a seismic shock if Angola don't win the African Championships in 2011 to qualify for the 2012 games. They've done it 10 times out of the last 11 times it's been held. And the one they lost, they got the silver.
Durant's shot no good, and
the foul
with the rebound. So a three-point play opportunity. Nope, they didn't count the basket.
Miguel Lotunda just committed that foul. He's picked up 5 gold medals at African Championships over the years.
See, these scoring averages are not as high as you expect from players like Odom, but it's just because the USA have been really decisive in most of their games that they spread the minutes around. Lotunda working against Iguodala. Fortes gives it over to Gomes. Tough shot. Makes it. He's been impressive tonight, Joaquim Gomez. And he now has 18 points. Long one for Durant, and Gomez then with the rebound.
It's pretty surprising, actually, that Joaquim Gomez has not played for a high-ranking European team. He's played in Holland for Eiffel Towers, and he's played in Germany for Cologne, but no EuroLeague signing yet. I just wonder.
Well, it's good. That's good for Angolan basketball. They can keep players like Gomez. Ambrosio puts it up and in. I mean, Primeiro de Augusta, for example, is one of the great African teams, and also it allows, if they stay in Angola, they can train together. Odom for the three-pointer from the corner.
Oh, you cannot knock Angola for lack of ambition. One thing they want to do, they're absolutely adamant that they are capable of staging these World Championships at some stage. Okay, next time in 2014 it's in Spain, but they're very keen on putting an application in to stage these championships.
Gomez for 3, off the rim.
Oh!
Follow-up slam dunk from Ambrosio. How's that for a high flyer? $12 points now for Ambrosio. The foul, stoppage and play on Gomez, but Ambrosio He's got 6 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass. That was one of them. And Billups comes out of the game, exchanges high fives, low fives with the American coaching staff, Jim Boeheim, Jay Triano, as well as some of the players like Russell Westbrook, who I'm sure is chomping at the bit to get in there. Here's Gomez. That was a tough 3 that he took as well. Ambrosio, though, there for the rebound and put back. Odom has it knocked away from Gomez. Americans get it back. Derrick Rose comes to receive it. Durant, bounce pass, Iguodala. Oh, the power of Iguodala.
Great passing move there from the US. Lovely bounce pass inside, ending up in the throwdown.
Lutonda, Ambrosio, he feels it. Back out to Lutonda. Fortes for 3. And he finally misses from long range. Fortes. 3 of 4 from long range for Fortes, and Iguodala comes in and picks up another foul on Joaquim Gomez.
Second foul, Gomez.
So he's still okay. Joaquim Gomez not going to give away the bucket. 83-49. I have to say this game is infinitely more enjoyable watching than the Australia game was against Slovenia. It was just a complete and utter demolition against an Australian team that just was not at the races yesterday.
Well, the same can be said about the Angola-Serbia game as well. That was a 50-point hammering, and this is a different Angolan team out here. They didn't seem to want to know against Serbia. Neither did the coach, I can tell you. But here, well, that making the most of their opportunity.
Free throw missed into the hands of Fortes. Now 3 minutes remaining here. Gomez guarded by Odom. Nice little matchup there. I think Odom enjoying going up against Gomez. And it goes. Fortes hands it off to Gomez, who goes up and scores over Lamar Odom, the NBA champion of the Los Angeles Lakers. And really, this is going to be a game to remember for Joaquim Gomez, who now has taken his tally up to 20 points, a game high. Eric Gordon for 3. The three-point land today, 13 of 25 for the United States, 52%. Of course, a lot of those are open looks.
Russell Westbrook in, replacing Iguodala.
Bounce pass, and it goes, who fouled by Lamar Odom, and I think Gomez was going to dunk that one, and Odom was going to have none of it.
Terrific out-of-bounds play here. Bounce pass inside, thank you very much.
I mean, that was a make sure you're not going to do anything foul. Lamar can give him his arm back now. Gomez has been really fantastic, I have to say. He missed that one, but he was such a strong player 4 years ago for this team in Japan. And he's not the captain, but I think in many ways, he should be, because he really does lead by example out there.
Yeah, very unlucky to lose that triple overtime game. It was down to Dirk Nowitzki, over 40 points in that game. 108-103.
And then it was against France that knocked him out in the 8 finals. At the Olympics, Angola didn't win a game 2 years ago in Japan. A foul called on Lionel Paulo.
Again, going back to that 1992 Angolan team in Barcelona, they won 1 game, and that was against, would you believe, Spain. They beat the host nation by 20 points.
It shows you how far Spain have come. The defending world champions. Gordon, another three-pointer, 14 of 26. And you have to think that the Angolan perimeter defense leaves a little bit to be desired when they can't identify the fact that the United States are hitting so many threes. And another three-point shooter is going to be coming into the game shortly with Stephen Curry. But look at the numbers of the three-point shots from the Americans. 14 three-pointers. Derrick Rose is going to come out of the game as Lutonda is fouled by Odom.
That's a difficult quandary to answer, though, isn't it, Jeff? How do you defend the three-point shots? The problem for Angola is if they do go out there, if they extend the defense, then all the Americans do is go inside. It's a cat-and-mouse situation. Well, and the Americans at the moment playing that perfect cat-and-mouse game.
And that was one of the problems of the 2004 USA Olympic team. They didn't really have many good shooters, or at least they weren't hitting their shots in that tournament.
And they just couldn't cope with European referees. I remember Tim Duncan on 4 fouls before he blinked even. But they've learned how to handle FIBA referees.
Well, in it goes Russell Westbrook short, and Gomez comes away with it. 4 rebounds for him, and a game-high 21 points. Paolo, good defense from Eric Gordon.
Held ball, so possession arrow pointing in the direction that Angola are shooting.
So 10 seconds on the shot clock. Angola keep it. In it goes, and good control that time from the Angolan, Miguel Atzinda, the veteran, 89-56.
Yeah, recognized that the alley-oop wasn't on, so nice little reverse layup instead.
Steph Curry to Westbrook, passes it up. Back to Steph Curry. He can shoot it. Curry pops. Textbook. Not much to dislike about that release from Stephen Curry, just like his father, just like his younger brother. Angola. Steph Curry was boxing out Gomez.
Picture book or coach book boxing out there from Curry.
And Westbrook soars in and misses again. He's having an off night.
Good hands, Russell Westbrook. 23 seconds remaining. Differential of 6 seconds between game and shot clock.
Well, 15 on the shot clock. Rotunda. Gomez, the reach by Curry. Curry's playing well. And chases it down in the corner. And Carlos Almeida off the back of the rim. And 6 on the game clock. Westbrook decides to pull up, shoot the 3. Stays out, but the follow somehow by Rudy Gay doesn't go in. I thought it was right there. So the United States going to have to settle for a 91-56 lead here at the end of the third quarter. Stephen Curry, up it goes, and Westbrook. Well, they had the play. He just threw it over his head. Just wonder how much we're going to see from the United States, that type of play when they go up against the likes of a Turkey in this tournament, or even Russia, who have some big players on that front line, like Sasha Kaun, Paolo. And the turnover goes to Westbrook, and up to Rudy Gay, and Joaquim Gomez fouls Gay, who comes up limping, but I think he's okay.
3 fouls Gomez.
Paolo coming out, Marias coming back in. Rudy Gay from Maryland, played at UConn, now a star with the Memphis Grizzlies, got to go up against Hamed Haddadi the other night with Iran. And also may end up getting to play against Marc Gasol in this tournament, another teammate of Memphis. He plays Gasol with Spain. Free throws are good. 93-56 now for the USA. Just 7 points away from that century mark. Lutonda drives in, and nobody was cutting down. Curry runs the other way with it, stops, and doesn't pop. Thought he was going to stop and pop. Curry doesn't miss often.
Oh,
Westbrook
great steal.
takes it away, hands it off to Rudy Gay. Gay misses and has the ball knocked away, but has the foul called, and Gay, out of frustration, dunks it.
A rare error there from Joachim Gomez. Took the rebound, held it out, offered it out, didn't protect it, lost it, and Angola foul. So I make that 4 Angolan players now on 3 fouls.
But Rudy Gay misses the first one from the free throw line today. Americans shooting 81%. Not bad. 17 of 21. Makes the second one, Rudy Gay.
So Gomez comes out for the first time, I think, replaced by Divaldo Munga.
He did take a seat earlier in the game. He hasn't rested much, though. I would assume he would come back in.
Yeah, their top scorer, and the one place you can't score from the bench. He's on 21 points, actually leading scorer. Kevin Durant on 19.
Marias cross court to Lutonda. Gets Kevin Love off his feet. Misses the shot, but Marias goes in, and Rudy Gay blocks it, but picks up the foul. First free throw is good. Carlos Marias, just 3 points today.
Averaging 9.4 in the tournament.
And the second one is good. Stephen Curry handling the ball. Goes behind his back. No look pass to Russell Westbrook, who passes it up and turns the ball over, it seemed, but they're saying it went off Angola. So 16 on the shot clock. And Rudy Gay with the tomahawk. Rudy Gay. So much power with that shot that the ball just started going to the other end of the basket.
And he had to check his left wrist to see whether it was okay. Walking down the court looking at his left wrist. Rammed it on the iron.
Super guy, Rudy Gay. He too is enjoying this run with the United States here at the FIBA World Championship. Mike Krzyzewski making sure his team is remaining supremely focused here. Steph Curry. Marias and Bunga try to get position. Marias into the corner it goes, and Angola whipping that ball around and getting some three-pointers, and that one's Carlos Almeida, the captain. Marias steps in front of Westbrook, and Eric Gordon for three. Oh, the three-point shooting from the Americans has been phenomenal. 15 of 29. And Rudy Gay's defense almost comes up with a turnover, and it does, and it leads to, oh boy, here we go. And finally, Russell Westbrook does what he likes to do best. He likes to throw it down, baby.
How does the defense get a 4-on-1 situation on the halfway line? They got the steal from that.
Well, they smelled blood. They knew the turnover was coming, and they hustled down the court. And Eric Gordon also anticipating that handoff. Forte is going to come back into the game for Angola, as is Eduardo Mingus. And Lutonda is going to take a seat.
Well, yesterday, Jeff, Slovenia scored 48 points from behind the arc, and the Americans at the moment on 45.
Moraes kicks it out. Carlos Almeida misses that one, and Love with the board. And Love with the three. Nope, passes it unselfishly into Rudy Gay, and the USA bench applauds.
Eduardo Mingus fouled his man, put him on the line.
Looked like he was wide open, was going to take it. But Rudy Gay cuts inside.
The foul actually Almeida, and that's his fourth.
Rudy Gay's first free throw is good. So the Americans padding that lead now. Up to 41 points. Rudy Gay with that tomahawk dunk, really one of the highlights of the game, even though it was kind of uncontested.
Well, it was uncontested. There were actually 5 Angolans standing there watching him.
Almeida over to Mingus, inside to Mbunga, and Fortes gets it back. Good hustle from Fortes and hands it off to Mbunga. In the corner to Eric Gordon, and he nails it. Well, the three-pointers, 16 of 30 for the United States. Chauncey Billups still leads them in scoring with 19. Gordon has 14. Mingas on the baseline, that's good. Rudy Gay has 15 points. And Kevin Durant 17. I'd be surprised if we were to see Chauncey Billups or Kevin Durant again. And the turnover picked off by Rudy Gay, and he's going to take it all the way! And with that, Rudy Gay has 17 points. And I've got a pretty good idea who's going to be leading the scoring when this is all over.
Jeff, a little phrase came to my attention when describing Rudy Gay in his bibliography. Explosive offensively, to say the very least.
Yes, master of the understatement, whoever wrote that one. I think probably most of these players are pretty explosive offensively in this USA team. Foul picked up by Steph Curry. Cross court, Almeida, Mbunga down the baseline. 15 on the shot clock. Moraes picks up his dribble, and Tyson Chandler reaches over and knocks it away, and Steph Curry comes up with it. Danny Granger out on the perimeter. And good hustle from Fortes, keeps it alive, and look at Rudy Gay. He just seems to be everywhere, doesn't he? He's incredible! He can even make the pass to Tyson Chandler. And Moraes drives in with his right hand and draws the foul. But really, we've seen some high-flying acts today for the Americans. Look at this. Well, this is Moraes just drawing the foul. Tyson Chandler picking up 4 fouls now. He wants to stay on the court so he can play some. He's been in foul trouble.
Jeff, I was in Kayseri for Group A. I didn't actually see an awful lot of the Americans, but how did Brazil restrict the Americans to 70 points?
They've got players experienced at this level like Thiago Splitter, Marcelo Huertas, Leandro Barbosa was fantastic. And they did it with Marcelo Machado coming off the bench. They just understood what they had to do going into that game.
Well, just under 4.5 to go, and 44 points is the lead.
Eric Gordon for 3. No good on that one. And Fortes unable to chase it down, but Tyson Chandler tried to get a little reverse or over the head jam, but Stephen Curry ends up with a 3-pointer.
Oh, real shame there. Beautiful play from Angola. Lovely little pick and roll. No way in, so jacked it out. And unfortunately, another turnover. Rudy Gay comes out.
Well, I guess he won't be the leading scorer after all of that. He's taking him out of the game. So as it stands right now, Joaquin Gomes still has a game-high 21 points. And I still have hope of saying, you know what, Geronimo's just come back into the contest.
Look out for the number 9, Angola.
Steph Curry comes in, no-look pass, a little too fancy, but went over his head. And that's a backcourt violation.
They're saying an Angolan player touched it. I didn't see one. Yeah, referees looking at each other. Was there a deflection? The referee says no. Angola possession.
Angola ball, they stopped and talked about it. Steph Curry is saying it did go off somebody, but no need to argue when you're up 113 to 66. 3.5 minutes remaining. Arias. In it goes, and Geronimo turns it over. I'll tell you another player for Brazil that was really tough against the United States, Alex Garcia, who is pound for pound, in my opinion, the best defensive player in this tournament. Wait till you see him play against Argentina. Geronimo into the corner to Marias. Danny Granger trying to come up with a turnover.
Again, Carlos Moreira made to change his shot in the air.
Wow, how in the world did Danny Granger score on that drive to the basket? Looked like somebody took his head off. Nope. Just good control from Danny Granger. And that was his first field goal. He's got 3 points. And Bunga goes up, has it blocked. Geronimo keeps it alive, goes out of bounds off Steph Curry.
Again, good energy from Roberto Fortes. Will never concede a lost cause.
Mingus hands it off to Fortes. Fortes for 3. Kevin Love right in Fortes' face that time. Angola in the zone now. Danny Granger, he misses. Over to Moraes. Trying to get something quick in transition, and Moraes, his pass not handled by Mingus. Ambrosio comes back into the game for the Angolans. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
And Geronimo's still out there.
Wonder which players are going to be on the floor for the Americans when they do have those close games. Well, we know that Durant will be out there. But you've got to have a good rotation, good squad. So these guys are playing for playing time for those tough games. Gordon. Gordon.
Is that 17 threes? That's beaten.
17 points for him and 18 three-pointers.
18, 54 points from the arc. That's beaten Slovenia.
And Geronimo almost. I wasn't ready. What was I doing? There, it just goes to show you have to be ready to say it. Stephen Curry off the rim. And the ball goes out of bounds. Well, hopefully Geronimo will put another 3 up before the end of the game.
Or even better, perhaps he'll dunk it.
Granger over to Steph Curry. I bet it's in. Nope. Kevin Love keeps it alive. Foul on Angola.
Ambrosio, 4 fouls.
Entry pass to Kevin Love. And trying to get the gimme. And Tyson Chandler goes up and draws the foul.
Pick any one of 4. Somebody hit him. Carlos Moraes picks up his second.
Tyson Chandler breaks the free throw.
Again, from a big guy, very, very flat shot. Almost a straight line.
Could be an important player for them down the stretch if they do come up against particularly Turkey. Because we all see what Turkey has on the front line. A couple of NBA centers coming over next year, as well as Turkoglu. He makes the second one. So the Americans going to end up with a huge number in this game, already on 119 points. Marias over to Ambrosio for 3. Tyson Chandler goes in and keeps it alive for Granger. Steph Curry thought about it, decided against it. Behind the back pass over to Granger, who drives in and scores with his left hand. Marias bringing it back up inside the final minute of what's been an entertaining game, if not a close one.
A rare sight of an American team in a zone there.
Oh, Fortes has really lost his shooting touch. Geronimo! Oh, he didn't make it. He's got to make that one. We work so hard for those moments, and they just don't happen. And the USA is going to pull up. They're going to win it 121-66 over Angola. They go to the quarterfinals. They will play the winner of the next game between New Zealand and Russia.